Hi, Assalamualaikum and very good morning to everyone. So today we continue with event essential. This actually is a topic 2 for the event 504. So under the event essential, we have two subtopics. The first one is about the event discipline. The second one is a production department credential. So for this topic, we will learn more about the event players in this event. Okay, for your information, we always claim ourselves as the event manager. However, is that true? Are we actually is an event manager, or maybe we actually is an event player or the event coordinator, or maybe we actually is an event producer. So we go one by one. Definition of the event manager is the entity that holds the overall ultimate responsibility, such as the company, the city, the NGO, or maybe the individual. Usually, type of event actually is a larger event ataupun apa ni lah, larger event ataupun big scale event lah okay, ataupun large scale event, and the event manager usually sub the event to the event producer. That's actually is a definition of the event manager. And when this is about the event planner, event planner usually is a person who plan the smaller and more private event, such as a dinner, the wedding, reunion, small gathering, birthday party, and etc. etc. Okay, individual operating independently, which means I can say dia tidak rely kepada orang lain. So adakah kita ni event manager ke event planner? Fikir-fikirkan. Okay. And the third one actually is the event coordinator, an individual employed by a larger organization who is responsible for bringing together all the event participants to ensure they are working toward the same goal. And being responsible to coordination duties. Dia yang bagi kerja kepada orang-orang bawah dia ni, such as the convention center, the arena, and etc. etc. Okay. And last but not least adalah event producer. Event producer ni siapa? Is a person who responsible for coordinating and executing the event, especially in terms of designing, scheduling, staging, sound, lighting, AV system, entertainment and decoration. Kalau you tengok in event, kita mesti ada audiovisual kan? So indirectly we also invite lah AV company ni, tapi selalunya AV company ni being known as a technical producer. Sebab apa? Dia lebih kepada bahagian technical. Okay, so who actually we are? Are we actually either event manager, event planner, event coordinator, or the event producer? Yang mana satu ni kita ni? Okay. As an event manager, event producer, event planner, okay, this actually is a skills that being required. Skills yang diperlukan ni. Pertamanya adalah organizational ability. You as event manager, tak kisahlah manager ke producer, planner ke dan sebagainya. The skills that you need to have adalah pertamanya adalah organizational ability. You need to be creative. Okay, you need to have an interest in terms of the technical part. So AV system, output PA system dan sebagainya tu kena ada. Financial acumen, okay, sebabnya without the money we can't run the event. Okay, writing ability, why? Because we need to have settle the documentation. Lepas tu kenalah settle tentang surat dan sebagainya. And speaking ability, sebabnya kita try to influence others, to persuade others kan to join our event. Okay, computer skills, why? Because we actually indirectly dealing dengan using the Microsoft Word, kita menggunakan maybe certain apps kan untuk kita punya event kan. And personality traits, usually people yang extrovert akan go to this industry rather than the introvert people. Okay. Ethical and moral grounding. Yes, you need to have ethics dalam diri kita ni masa kita nak run the business ataupun sebagainya. And positive attitude. Always think ataupun thought about the positive rather than the negative. Bila maybe bila kita face something difficulties, if you have a negative attitude, kita akan kata macam, ni semua salah orang. Tak payahlah buat terus. Tak nak. The positive attitude is okay. If you face anything, but it's okay, never mind. This actually is a challenge for us. We actually in a learning process. Kita akan buat lagi baik untuk in future event. Kalau kita ada positive attitude. Be flexible. Okay, all of you, a good event manager, a good event producer, a good event planner need to be flexible. Tak boleh strict dengan apa yang kita dah plan ni. Nah, okay, kalau plan A tak jadi, kita jadi apa? Plan B tak jadi, ke plan C. Or maybe ada plan D dan sampai ke Z. Be flexible. And you need to know how to handle your stress. Manage your stress. Janganlah sikit-sikit nak stress kan. Yelah, sebab kita ni dealing with people kan. Usually kita memang akan involve dengan people, human depan kita. Jadi memang tak nak stres tu akan lagi mudah untuk kita dapat rather than kita deal with the komputer ataupun teknologi. Sebab bila kita handle ataupun kita face the the teknologi ni, this actually is under our control, but the human actually is beyond of our control. So the servicing punya industri ni, in event management, lagi-lagi bila kita ada klien semua tu, kita bukan hanya nak buat untuk kita tau, tapi juga adalah fulfill the company ataupun the client demand. That's actually is our aim. Okay? And this is actually is a 7 habits of effective event producer. What you need to do adalah you need to focus. Focus dengan apa yang kita buat. We need to be focused dengan any single things that we have done. Okay? And anticipation, single-minded purpose, ability to devote the necessary time, ability to block out interference, ability to address a challenge, and the show must go on ability. Okay, this habit ni akan menjadikan kita as a success event manager. Okay, contoh yang paling simple lah when we say about the ability to address challenge. Usually to address a challenge, to identify the challenge ni adalah based on kita punya experience kita dalam industri. Okay, contoh paling simple adalah challenge yang mungkin kita hadapi kalau kita buat running event. Okay, mungkin peserta ataupun the runner tu akan ada accident kat situ. So that's actually is a challenge lah kan. So kalau macam tu, apa kita ni possible solution kita? Macam tu juga maybe lah kalau runner kita tu terlalu ramai, so kat situ akan ada masalah crowd control. So what actually kita punya solution? So benda-benda tu lah. Other than that, the show must go on ability. This actually is the best one lah. Okay, as a good event manager, tak kisah apa yang terjadi, tak kisah apa challenge yang datang, satu benda je dalam kepala awak, the show must go on. Sebab apa? Kita dah plan benda ni. Kita dah bayar. We already involved with the third parties. We already made the payment and every single thing. So nak tak nak memang kita kena go. Ataupun we need to organize this kind of event. Walaupun there is a lot of difficulties in front of you, apa you kena buat adalah you must go on ability. You mesti dah rasa macam tak kisahlah apa sahaja cabaran yang mendatang. Ayat ni kan, apa sahaja cabaran yang mendatang, kita kena tempuhi, we need to face it, and after that we need to organize this event. Sebab at the end tu memang kita punya outcome adalah the D-Day tu. Tak kisahlah apa-apa sahaja, maybe challenge awak in terms of marketing ke, tak dapat audience yang ramai, lepas tu awak punya challenge venue tukar ke, ataupun venue tak seperti yang kita inginkan ke apa ke. Tapi ability untuk the show must go on tu memang kena ada. Memang nak tak nak, we need to run this event. Okay? When we say about the phases of the event organization, we have the 5 phases. Okay, kita ada 5 fasa. The first one is a concept and proposal phase, marketing, execution dan sebagainya. Nanti kita tengok yang tu. Okay, the first one adalah concept and proposal phase. This is actually benda yang kita dah belajar dalam we already learned in the EVM 451. Okay, so before we come up with the idea, what you need to do, okay, we need to do the preliminary research. where we need to do this feasibility study, we need to do the site inspection and detailed analysis about the event and the venue and etc. etc. Okay. So the second one adalah the initial event design, where a preliminary program and content are put together and the formal budget actually being prepared. An initial creative proposal for the event is written incorporating the coordinate idea of the event team, and the last but not least adalah creation of the proposal itself. So macam tadi saya katakan, this is actually what we already learned dalam EVM 451, di mana kita dah tahu dah, kita kata buat research pasal what actually is our potential customer want from us. So bila kita kata buat research dan sebagainya, that's actually is a feasibility study. Okay? You dah buat preliminary research dekat situ, the stage tu lah. Okay, and we try to sit down together with our team and come up with the idea. Write the idea kan, so you kena what actually the itinerary, what actually is a potential content you nak buat. Lepas tu kita ada budget, kita prepare budget kan. Lepas tu kita write the proposal. Benda tu adalah initial event design, where we actually designing an event based on our idea tadi. Benda ni memanglah kita dah belajar dan kita dah buat indirectly. Okay, and the second one adalah marketing and sale phase, di mana proposal stage to formal go ahead decision. The goals is to sell the in-house sponsorship or the ticket to reach the go ahead decision, which means I can say the second one, di mana bila kita dah buat proposal semua tu, kita dah kata okay, this is our event. So what you need to do, the second one, kita dah kena fikir pasal marketing. We need to decide either our event actually is a free entrance punya events ataupun berbayar. Okay, free entry events, they have a difficulties dia. Bila lah dia adalah event yang berbayar pun, dia pun ada difficultiesnya. Contohnya adalah if the price actually is not reasonable ataupun is not worth it for the target audience, so it's very hard for us to selling kita punya event. But when we say it's about free entry punya event kan, contohnya macam festival, carnival dan sebagainya, if you choose the wrong venue, pun masalahnya susah juga untuk kita menjual kita punya event. Yelah, tiba-tiba awak nak buat carnival dekat mana? Dekat Kuala Selangor. So, pasal kat situ pula tidak ada maybe target marketnya tidak bersesuaian dan sebagainya kan. Kat situ ada masalah. Kenapa kan? Free entrance ni adalah free entry event ni, we didn't have a ready crowd. Bila kita ada ready crowd, tiba-tiba pagi tu kita nak buat launching tapi tak ada orang. Benda itu menakutkan jugalah. Okay. The third one actually is a coordination phase, the most complex and the time-consuming phase, which involve the risk management, HR, administration, commencement of the event coordination. Which means I can say, bila once kita dah settle, write kita punya proposal, lepas tu kita dah settlekan dengan kita punya marketing. So, ini adalah cara kita nak coordinate pula event kita ni lah dengan kita punya others department. So that's why lah kenapa kat situ we need to identify the potential risk and the possible solution, human resource administration, apa surat dan sebagainya yang kita perlu involve lah. Sebab kita nak coordinate kan event kita ni kan. Okay. And the fourth one actually is the execution phase. Execution phase di mana kita dah gerak dah ni buat event ni, include the event setup, the actual running of the event and the event strike. Ini adalah D-Day kita. Okay, and we actually is being responsible in terms of the administration, in terms of the paying the supplier, coordinating staff and volunteer. Kita kena buat marketing in terms of the signage ke, media ticketing ke during the event kan. Risk management, safety and security, sama ada rela ke kat situ ke ataupun hanya budak budak logistik kita sahaja yang settlekan bahagian parking dan sebagainya. Transportation license officer, on-site management and the production management. Okay, and last but not least adalah kita punya follow-up phase. Okay. This phase begin after the event site is complete. Responsibility area adalah administration and involve the paying supplier. Thank you letter. Kita share the thank you letter lah with our possible stakeholder. Do the evaluation, kita buat debriefing kan dan sebagainya. Okay. Okay, so we continue with the production management. Okay, what actually is the production management? This is actually is a technical direction. Is a task of the integrating all the technical and non-technical element. Apa-apa sahaja yang integrate kepada technical dan juga non-technical element, that's actually we call it as a production management. Okay, such as the staging, the audio, the AV system, lighting, decoration, entertainment, stage management, scheduling, rehearsal, and scripting. Okay, and sometimes it involve the other logistical event. Okay, seperti waste management, security, medical and etc. etc. Usually, people selalu lupakan pasal waste management. Okay, if you do the carnival or the festival, especially food festival, waste management is much more important. Sebab apa? Dia dah tahu kan event yang makan-makan ni kan, orang beli, lepas tu dia akan buang ataupun buang sampah rata-rata. So kalau lah waste management awak ni tidak you didn't highlight your waste management, so even awak tu akan ada sampah sarap dekat situ. Saya bukanlah cakap macam semua event macam tu, tidak, tetapi saya katakan adalah people always forget about the waste management. People akan melihat kepada benda yang besar-besar. Sebab benda ni adalah benda yang kecil sahaja. Macam tu juga in term of the safety and security. That's why kenapa ada certain event tu tiba-tiba ada pencopet kat situ. Tapi kat situ juga ada lost and found counter. That's actually adalah safety and security. Okay. Lost and found counter tu selalunya kalau lah event awak ni is a family event, dan kemungkinan untuk anak-anak kecil yang hilang itu, yang tertinggal ataupun terpisah daripada parents mereka tu is quite high possibility kan. So the lost and found counter is the best kalau lah to event related with ataupun involved with the family members. And when we say about the process, we have two process, okay? We have a coordination phase and kita ada execution phase. The coordination phase is more focusing on the venue license, production schedule, and a CADD drawing. Meanwhile, when we say about the execution phase, we have a technical setup, direction, or the show calling. When you say about the coordination phase, this is the phase where all the details of the site or the venue are established and preliminary plan generate for the event setup and the execution. The site inspection and the venue license will identify the type of venue to determine the indoor venue capacity sekiranya kita nak buat event secara event dalam bangunan lah, and establish the logical limitation, a site or the venue layout and the computer aided design and drafting, CAD drawing. Tapi terpulang, not all of the event, not each of the event need a CAD drawing. Sometimes if you think draw guna kertas dan pensel is enough for you, you boleh buat, tak ada masalah. And production schedule and running order and script. Ini adalah under coordination phase. When we say about the type of venue, there are several type of venue. Ada banyak jenis. There is a lot of type of venue. Okay, start with the convention and conference center, conference hotel, arena and stadia, theatre, other unusual indoor venue, historical venue, and other outdoor venue. You boleh choose any single of venue that's suitable with the genre of event that you try to organize. Okay. Contohnya, you nak buat teater, bolehlah ambil teater. Tak ada masalah. Tempat yang memang the venue of the theater tu kan. Kalau lah awak kata macam, Miss, this actually is a MICE events that involve with the international delegate dan sebagainya, the convention and conference center is the best. Kalau lah awak kata macam, dah penuh. So kita akan kata we can go to the conference hotel. Have a certain hotel, dia memang ada tau banquet room yang banquet hall yang besar yang memuatkan capacity for your delegate. So tidak semestinya the conference or the MICE event tu kita kena buat dekat convention center. Macam SACC Convention Center tu ataupun KLCC Convention Center ke, semestinya. If you think it's enough to go the conference hotel, you can go to the conference hotel. Terpulang kepada kita. Have a certain event, contohlah kan, tiba-tiba you kata, ni saya nak organize event pasal satu pelukis ni lah. Pelukis ni you nak buat gallery untuk dia apa nama tu, introducekan dia punya lukisan ataupun dipamerkan lukisan mereka. Gitu, can show dia punya painting dan sebagainya kan. So you can go to the gallery, ataupun you boleh guna historical venue. Contohlah dia kata macam this actually adalah for the memory of the P. Ramlee. The rumah P. Ramlee is the best venue untuk event. Contoh, boleh, tak ada masalah. Sebab kita yang buat dia apa ni, we actually decide the venue of our event, bukan orang lain. Okay? As a logistic manager, you need to identify the capacity for the venue that you choose. Especially kalau lah event awak tu adalah jenis yang indoor event. Okay, for the indoor venue capacity, during the initial inspection, it will be necessary to determine the capacity of the venue for the desired event. And critical communication required between the producer and the venue contractor, especially involving the unusual room setup. Okay, contohnya awak kata awak dah pilih satu hotel ini untuk buat motivational talk ataupun seminar lah, contoh So maybe you kata macam you nak buat classroom setting. Classroom setting adalah the usual punya setting kita buat lah. Ataupun you boleh kata macam, oh I don't want the classroom setting, I nak buat U-shape. So dia akan buat bentuk U lah. So terpulang kepada kita, which one actually that the best for us untuk kita punya activity. Okay? Critical communication required between the producer and the venue contractor, especially involving the unusual room setup. Please communicate. Please do not assume. Stop assuming yang orang faham apa yang kita nak. Stop assuming yang kita ni orang tahu apa yang kita inginkan. So what you need to do adalah you need to start communicate. If you have certain things, you have a request, you have a requirement. So, apa you boleh buat adalah cakap, inform dan get the feedback from them. Okay? Sebab apa kita tak nak, we try to avoid at the end ataupun during the DD, benda tu tak jadi seperti apa yang kita plan. So, we will be frustrated. Frustrated bila it's not being as what we planned before. So, tak boleh lah macam tu Okay, in any single type of venue, they have a several limitation. Okay, so this actually is a question that you need to ask the venue provider once we do the site visit. Okay, the first one, where is the power located and what option are available? Kat mana ni? PowerPoint ni. Kita punya ni. So, is adequate staging available and can be set up in a timely manner? Kalaulah tak ada stage, in-house stage, permanent stage tidak ada, cuma ada temporary stage. Kalau macam tu, kita dah request a stage. You already request the stage. So, when actually the venue or venue provider will set up the staging? Okay, sebenarnya kita nak buat rehearsal dan sebagainya kan? And what are the exact dimension of the room? And where is the entrance? And where is the exit? Where is the best location for the technical riser? Kat mana nak letak orang technical ni? Is there a remote house lighting control available? Tapi usually kan, for the hotel. Memang dah ada apa nama tu, remote house lighting ni. So don't worry. So remote house lighting ni berada kat belakang. Lepas tu dia ada sekali dengan follow light macam tu. Follow light. And where are the hanging point located in the ceiling and what is their load capacity? Yelah. Kan kita kadang-kadang kan bila kita nak hanging point kan, kita nak letak scaler, lepas tu bila kita nak letak chandelier, semua tu. So you need to identify lah the load of the capacity. If we think that you want to hang the chandeliers there, bila kita buat dinner ke, bila kita buat wedding ke, apa ke, sometimes kita kena letak skillet dan sebagainya kan, jadi cantik kat situ. So you need to ask, stop assuming, okay? And what time is the room access? You need to remember, you need to ask the event organizer when actually is the room available. Why? Sebabnya you need to remember one thing, kita nak set up, kita nak buat installation, kita nak install barang semua-semua tu kan. Kalaulah event kita hari Sabtu, takkanlah kita nak set up hari Sabtu pagi. Okay. Of course kita nak, kalau boleh kita nak a day before. Kalaulah kita ni event Sabtu pagi. Okay. And are there any specific restriction about the installation of the equipment? You need to ask the venue provider what actually is their limitation and what actually is the restriction. Contohnya macam dulu saya pernah buat IID. Lepas tu dia ada a lot of the group yang ada bawa electricity punya equipment tau. So dekat situ the power supply tidak boleh menampung. So that's why kenapa you need to ask the restriction apa dia. Right? And is there easy freight elevator and the loading dock access, and how long does it take to move from the loading dock to the event space? Usually, if you organize an event in hotel or the convention center, they already have a loading dock. Okay, loading dock ni bukan kat depan tau, dia dekat belakang. Dia adalah untuk kita punggah barang, letak barang dan sebagainya. So, you need to ask where is actually is a loading dock. Actually it's quite far. Kalau dah quite far, macam if there any suggestion tak untuk kita nak loading barang-barang kita dengan cara yang lebih mudah. This actually is a questions that you need to prepare, and you need to ask the venue provider once you do the site inspection. Okay. And of course, if you have a question for the indoor, of course we have the outdoor venue. Punya soalan juga. Okay. So, as a good event manager, this actually is a question that you need to ask once you do the site visit for the outdoor venue. The first one, what is the optimum layout of the venue for the most benefit to attendees and the least impact on the surrounding neighbor? Layout kita ni macam mana ni? Contohnya kan kat situ. Sebab you need to remember, once we do the outdoor event, especially kalau lah berdekatan dengan neighborhood area, we need to consider kat mana kita nak letak kita punya tent, kat mana nak letak PA system. Ya, of course lah kat situ nanti akan ada noise pollution dan sebagainya kan. So benda-benda ni you kena identify earlier. And where will each and every temporary structure be located? Kat mana ni letak kita punya loading barang ni? Sebab kita punya temporary structure, contohlah dekat dalam case ni adalah kita punya stage. Kan? So kita letak kat mana ni? What is the potential acoustic impact on the neighbor and must event parameter be changed to minimize the impact? Macam tadi benda ni relate dengan the first questions. Okay. When you say it's about the acoustic impact, sekali lagi dengan neighborhood area, lagi kalau bila malam, nyali dan sebagainya, tu music dan sebagainya kan. So you need to consider that one tau. You need to consider pasal the noise pollution, you need to consider about the jiran-jiran punya feelings, okay? A lot of things that you need to ask. Sebabnya previously kita pernah buat event dan juga walaupun we already get the permission from a local authority, but okay, the neighborhood area ada yang okey, ada yang tak okey. So malam tu bila kawan student saya ni, bukan event saya lah, tapi event kepada lecturer yang lain, buat dia macam ada kegiran sedikit. So they got the complaint from the police. Okay, they get the complaint from the neighbor. Lepas tu neighbor tu involvekan dengan polis. Polis tu datang bukan sekali tapi 3 kali. So benda-benda macam ni kita kena consider. Okay, where will entrance and exit be located? Kat mana ni entrance kita, kat mana exit kita ni? Lagi-lagi outdoor venue kan, kita kena consider benda macam ni lah. How accessible is the overall site for the technical equipment load in and also for the emergency vehicle? Kita punya ambulance kat mana nak letak, technical equipment kita kat mana. Technical mestilah nearby with the stage kan. So benda-benda macam ni kita kena consider. And what is the ground surface and is there anything required to protect it from damage? Sama ada ground surface kita ini adalah batu-batu kerikil ke ataupun memang rumput ke. Macam dulu saya pernah buat event dekat Dewan Berlian. Dewan Berlian dekat belakang ni, dekat apa nama tu, Alam Bina. Campus kan tak salah saya kan. Alam Bina. So dekat situ memang kita boleh buat event, however we cannot step on the grass. Sebab ni of course lah kita nak kena jaga jugalah rumput kat situ dan sebagainya. So dekat situ you need to make sure that everyone that's actually include with your attendees to understand that they cannot step on the grass. Sebab benda tu boleh damage kan grass tersebut, rumput tersebut. Is security fencing required and how much? Okay, if you really need the security fencing, ialah kita punya barricade dan sebagainya. Dan kalaulah perlu, berapa banyak, how many and how much, berapa harga dia. Are there any dangerous area or the area that cannot be used because of the hidden infrastructure? Ialah kadang-kadang we have certain venue tu dia ada lagi nak bina certain area ke apa ke. Jadi benda tu agak danger kepada kita punya attendees. And what is the best location for the portable toilet if needed? Okay, contoh kat sini adalah macam running event. Bila buat running event, especially macam Standard Chartered kan, international running event, semua tu jauh kan. So you need to identify lah kat mana checkpointnya, kat mana water stationnya, kat mana portable toiletnya. Okay. And this is actually a CADD drawing. Like I said before, the purpose of the CAD drawing is to draw the layout of the event. Tapi sekiranya you don't have that kind of skills, it's okay, never mind. You boleh guna pensel dan kertas sahaja, tidak ada masalah. But the CAD drawing ni is a very good lah. So dekat sini you boleh tahu kat mana stage, lepas tu kat mana you punya nak letak tent awak, kat mana awak punya location of meja, maybe kat situ ada buffet line dan sebagainya. Okay, so bila kita ada drawing for the layout ni, it's much more easy untuk kita imagine kat mana nak letak benda tu dan macam mana ia akan berlaku ataupun ia akan terjadi. Okay, that's all from me. We will continue the next part. Masa kita kelas face to face. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum. If you have any question, feel free to contact me and see you in the class. Okay, bye. Assalamualaikum.